So it's important to be able to have a space that people can come and feel love, unconditional love, because I've been there. I know this was my story of rescue. Coming into this mission, able to get in and then going through the programs that Miracle Hill has offered, saved me, and it could save anybody else.
Anytime the temperature drops to 40 degrees or below, people that are out there living rough on the streets, in the camps, under the bridges, it becomes an issue of life and safety. So on cold nights, we open up the doors of our shelters to people that aren't just living there residentially, but to anybody who's in need, that they can come in out from the storm of life, out from the cold, that they can receive warm food, a warm place to sleep, a helping hand, and somebody would let them know that they have great value and they're loved.
So November 2nd was our first official night of cold weather shelter. About 48 guests came in. In the morning when they woke up, I had 6 beds open in the mission. So I encouraged all the guys, which I do every morning when I wake up these guys, to say, hey, if you want to get off the street, if you want to change your life, come sign up for the Greenville Rescue Mission program. There was one guy in particular I talked to throughout the night. He was a young guy, he was from out of state. So I convinced him to sign up for the mission. And I noticed that he was sitting down, started to clench up, and his lips started turning blue, which is an indicator of an overdose. I checked his responsiveness, ran and got Narcaned him, and then after, which felt like forever, he regained consciousness, and we called 911, and he was treated. So it's kind of full circle. About 15 months ago, I was an actual guest here. I was in active addiction and kind of just lost. And I was walking around, and to me, that Jesus Saves sign was blinking, lighted up and everything for me. But obviously it wasn't, but for me it was. So I got into the mission. I stayed 2 months before I got into the Overcomers program. Once I graduated that program, I became an MT, a ministry trainee here. After that, I was put on staff. In active addiction, I've had to administer Narcan many times. This time, however, was very different because I was sober and I'm in recovery. So all of that emotion hit me right after the adrenaline stopped. To be honest, it was more of a surreal feeling. It's like that, how nonchalant I used to be able to just say, okay, let's do Narcan, no problem. And very selfish, and just, you know, it wasn't from a loving heart. It was not reaching out and showing the love of Christ to somebody else, as in active addiction. It was another day. This time, once that adrenaline hit, it was muscle memory to do it. But then once he was on the gurney and he was heading to the hospital, he was okay, he was gonna make it, that's when reality set in that, you know, I used to be that. I used to be that person that would either have to be Narcan or would Narcan someone, or been lucky enough to have someone with Narcan near me. So it's kind of full circle.
We talk a lot about relationship, but relationships dependent on presence, right? You have to be there. You have to be in the moment with the human being that you're eyeball to eyeball with, experiencing life together so that you can, be available to, if nothing more, just sit with somebody in their hurt, in their sorrow, and be Jesus to them as they're trying to figure out what they need in life as well.
A lot of times unsheltered homeless are treated like they don't exist, or they're an eyesore, or they're a burden, and they're not. We are not. We are all child of God. Being able to consistently open the door and welcome the guys in, seeing their smiles, seeing the appreciation that some of them show for being here, and just the care that they reciprocate, that gives me hope.